Hey everyone, I'm Cedric and I'm a fellow pepper in NYP. I just finished my year two and I'm studying AI and data engineering. I want this recording, this sharing to be as real as possible, so I'll just be very frank with this sharing. I think to date, I've shared to almost more than six people in my classroom and two others my campus evangelism. And can I just say that it was very challenging at the start because if I came to SYSC, I had a familiarity of evangelism, but I didn't really act on it. And I want to recount a personal experience, a personal witnessing to my friend's side. And it goes like this. It was already in the heat of the battle, and I'm sure all of you can recognize with that. Can you imagine the assignments piling up, your bright space in your lockdown browser, all the tests are coming up, and group project after group projects after group project. That's really, you imagine that, but that's like really deep inside already. But if the time I managed to share with the gospel with him, and I'm like, wow, I'm just really praise the Lord for that. So we were seated at the outermost left corner of the classroom, and in that classroom, we were just told to do our own group project things lah. So we were doing our own thing. I was sitting on the left side, then he was sitting on the right side in this outermost left corner of the classroom. And I thought to myself, this is the most opportune time I get to spend with him. And for some context, he is not really, or rather, he's a coder. He doesn't really like to talk about life outside of like coding or work or studies. Maybe just a bit of uni life and all. But seeing where the Lord has placed me, at the opportune time, I recognized that, and I had prompting from the Spirit. So, okay, no, I just share it. It's like now or never, that kind of thing. And it wasn't a really forceful prompting, and I was like, son, you can do it. I just did it. And then I just shared the gospel to him, and he said, I thought you tell me about the Christmas story. I just gave back to him, yeah, it is the Christmas story about the birth of Jesus. Then he was like, oh. Yeah, and I want to encourage you guys that where the Lord place you, it is the right time and right place, opportune time. And when I said the number, the figure I said more than six people I shared to, it wasn't really to boast about it. No, no. Because why? Before we are students, before we are any other NSF men or what, we are a follower of Christ, and that is to stand firm in the truth that God desires everyone to be saved, and we are just merely vessels for that. So I kept that truth in mind, and I just continued to persevere. From the first person that I shared the gospel to, second, third, fourth, fifth. Can I say it didn't really get easier? Rather, got more familiar. And I knew how to tailor the gospel, how to insert the gospel to meet other people's personalities. So if you forget what I just said, in conclusion, I just want to say that you are not alone and there are many others in the world who desire to have part. So stand strong and stand firm, knowing that I'm sure the Lord smiles at all of us, that we are doing something to advance the kingdom.